So we just completed the first two steps of our LBO model. We completed transaction summary, sources and uses of funds, capital structure. We have some assumptions that are given to us, and we will build the model itself and calculate IRR and equity multiple based on all the numbers above. So I'm going to fly to the cell D48 with F5 function, 5 shortcut, and put my first number for the model, acquisition price and closing costs. I'm going to grab it above from the cell G18, which is my uses of funds, acquisition and closing costs. Beautiful. Next is proceeds, repayment of debt. And we remember where we calculated our total debt. We have it here in the amount of 1 million. So let's grab that. Next would be Ebitda for projected years. In the assumptions above, I have my Ebitda for 2019 projected year. So I'm going to go ahead and take it from the cell D38. And then going forward, I have my Ebitda growth of 10%. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the previous year and multiply it by 1 plus my growth rate in the cell D39. And I'm going to anchor the cell D39 with F4 function 4 shortcut, so when I fill formula to the right, it will flow beautifully to the right as well. Amazing. Enter, and then shift right arrow, Control R to fill everything to the right, and see how my Ebitda is growing year after year by 10%. We also want to put a repayment of debt here. So if we are borrowing 1 million, by the end of the last projected year, where I, as a private equity company, want to sell the company I acquired for more money, right? The whole idea here is to grow the company as much as possible and to sell it again. It's a financial buyer in this situation. So my repayment of debt will be equals minus, and I'm going to grab the same amount of money that has to be paid by the end. Now let's calculate our net cash flow. For that, from Ebitda, we're going to subtract capital expenditures, interest and taxes, and add back sale of the company. So my capital expenditures I'll find in the assumptions equals minus, as I'm going to subtract it from Ebitda, and I'm going to find it in the cell D42, and I want to anchor it. It's my annual capex going forward for each projected year. F4 function 4 to anchor it, so when I fill it to the right, it will beautifully flowing to the right with this specific amount. Perfect. As for the interest, we have it calculated above, equals minus again, and I'm going to find it in the cell C33, and I'm going to anchor it as well with F4 function. So later on, I can fill it to the right. And my taxes are given to me in the assumptions equals minus, and I'm going to find it in the cell D43, and I want to anchor it again with function 4 shortcut. Great job. Now I want to fill all these numbers to the right for all projected years, and here's a trick to highlight the range from the cell where my cursor is already, E53, to the cell J51. I'm going to use F5 function for that, go to window, and I'm going to put the cell to which I want to highlight the range, which is J51. J51, and then instead of just enter, I'm going to click Shift Enter, and it will highlight the whole range for me. Control plus R to fill it to the right, and you can see how in a couple of clicks it's all done. Control right arrow, down arrow, let's fill the formula for sale of company. So here I'm gonna take my Ebitda for the last year and adjust it for the Ebitda growth for the following year, and also apply terminal Ebitda multiple to calculate for how much I estimate I will sell that company. So let's go ahead. My Ebitda for the last year, multiply by 1 plus, I'm gonna find my Ebitda growth in the cell D39, and then I'm gonna multiply by terminal Ebitda multiple, because I'm selling the company for 7x of Ebitda multiple. That's probably the average for the industry, so that's my assumption, and that's what I'm gonna grab here for that formula. Great job. So then my sale of the company will be 3,534,264. Perfect. We are ready to calculate the net cash flow, which is a sum of everything above. I'm going to use the alt equal shortcut to outer sum, and I'm going to use what I call the bridge to fill it quickly to the right. One arrow up, control right arrow to go to the first filled cell, one arrow down, shift control left arrow to highlight up to the first filled cell, control R to fill everything to the right. And here's my net cash flow. Great job, guys. Now we're coming to our crucial parts, calculating internal rate of return and equity multiple here.